Martin Luther King Jr. is a name that resonates through the annals of history. He's known for his pivotal role in the American Civil Rights Movement during the 1950s and 1960s, helping to secure equal rights for all. Born on January the 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, Martin Luther King Jr.'s journey would solidify his place as a global symbol of peace, equality, and justice for all. His charismatic leadership and unwavering commitment to nonviolent activism have inspired generations, and his message of equal rights for all people continues to reverberate in the hearts of millions around the world. So, let's take a deep dive into the life and the profound impact this civil rights champion had on our society today. I'm Akash Cody, and a hearty welcome to my YouTube channel. Seeds of greatness were planted in a loving Atlanta home when Michael King Jr. was born in 1929 to his parents, Reverend Michael King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. From an early age, Michael was imbued with a strong sense of faith and moral values. When his father, a Baptist minister, was sent on a trip around the world in 1934, he saw the rise of racism in Germany and other places in Europe firsthand. From then on, he imparted to his son the importance of standing up against injustice, and this shaped the young boy's beliefs and worldview. Inspired by the famous German priest Martin Luther, Reverend Michael King Sr. changed his name to Martin Luther King Sr., and his son's name was Martin Luther King Jr. It is impossible to discuss Martin Luther King Jr.'s life without acknowledging the profound impact of India's father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, the famous leader who advocated for peaceful resistance. Inspired by Gandhi's philosophy, Martin Luther King visited India in 1959, immersing himself in the deep understanding and practice of nonviolent civil disobedience. This transformative experience fueled his determination to fight racial inequality without resorting to violence, and this propelled him further into his civil rights journey. Now, to understand where all of this started, let's go back a few years to 1955. This was a turning point in Martin Luther King's activism, when Rosa Parks, a courageous African-American woman, refused to give up her seat for a white passenger in Montgomery, Alabama. After Rosa Parks was arrested by the police, Martin Luther King helped rally the local community together to boycott the Montgomery bus system in protest. The Montgomery Bus Boycott was ignited, and the young Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a prominent leader in this movement. Through impassioned speeches and his strategic organization, he channeled the collective discontent of the oppressed people and paved the way for change. One of Martin Luther King's most iconic moments was his historic "I Have a Dream" speech delivered on August 28, 1963, standing before a multitude of supporters at the Lincoln Memorial during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. His words resonated deeply and effortlessly captured the essence of the civil rights struggle. His dream of a nation free from racial prejudice and discrimination continues to inspire and push the world towards a more inclusive society. His role in developing the civil rights movement was very influential in the eventual passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which successfully outlawed all forms of racial, ethnic, religious, and sexual discrimination in the United States of America. For his nonviolent struggle for civil rights for the African American population, Martin Luther King was awarded the 1964 Nobel Peace Prize. Tragically, Martin Luther King Jr.'s life was cut short on April 4th, 1968, when he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. The entire country mourned his passing, and there were even nationwide riots as a result. but nevertheless, his legacy remains etched in the fabric of our nation and of the world at large. In just those short 39 years in which he lived, Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished more than most could ever dream of. He revolutionized the fight for civil rights, laid the groundwork for landmark equal rights legislation, and transformed the American conscience forever. The third Monday of January every year is now celebrated as Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and streets everywhere in the nation are famously dedicated on his name. Martin Luther King's unwavering commitment to justice serves as a true inspiration for not only America, but the entire world. And his tireless efforts for equality and peace carry messages that we all should pass on to future generations. In the words of Martin Luther King himself, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. We stand proudly on the shoulders of an incredible leader who shaped the world for the better. Now, it is our duty to shape the world for the better so that our future generations can stand proudly on our shoulders. Thanks so much for watching. Love you, Akash.